So hi, my name is Gellis and this is Infinite Modesty Design. Of course, who we are and what we do. We are a Toronto sewing and fashion studio. We do help build the skills of individual with online tutorials and offline sewing classes. We also offer various different sewing services as well. Also, we do have an SD store, and there would be a link in the description below to find out more, of course, about our services and also our SD store. All right, so if you are new here, kindly consider subscribing and ring the notification bell to get more videos like this one. All right, so in this video we'll be showing you how to make this fabulous hair crunchy. All right, of course there's various different ways to make the hair crunchy. So the one we'll be making is going to be something like this. All right, so the tools you would need your elastic itself. So the elastic itself depends on who you're making it for. You could actually if it's for a child or an adult, you could the guide itself for the elastic, you could put it around the wrist itself, and then you could just add at least ½ inch for the sewing allowance itself. So this is about 9.5 here, so I would use itself a ½ inch on both sides to do my seam allowance. Now for the fabric itself, you want to have at least a long piece of fabric. So the length itself would be at least, I have at least 26. You could go longer or shorter if you want. And the width itself, it's about 6 inches in width here. So the width across here is 6 inches. Again, if you want it looking like this, if you want it bigger, more fluffier, you could actually go longer. If you want it smaller, and so on and so forth. All right, so the first thing we're going to do here, we're going to take our fabric here, right sides facing me, and we will turn it like this. So right sides touching right side, so just like this. All right, so I'm gonna just take a pin and tuck it in the middle here. Now if you're comfortable itself, you don't have to put pin itself, you could just put it right sides to right sides. And if you are still a newbie, I would encourage you to get some pins itself and to pin it down all the way down here. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to make a guide. I love to work with guides, so I am going to take 2 inches here from the end of here to here, and I marked my 2 inches here. So I hope you've seen that very well there. And then I'm going to do it for the other end, same thing, 2 inches here. So that would be my guide. All right, so my 2 inches guide right here. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is to go on my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew ½ inch down from here. Right, so here, ½ inch down from here all the way down to here. So I'm not going to pass my guide itself. All right, so once you've done that, it would come out looking like this. All right, so I have ½ inch here all the way down, ½ inch here, and then I have this opening here. All right, so I have this 2.5 inch, sorry, so 2.5 inch, not ½ inch. That's 2.5 inch itself. So 2.5 inch opening, I apologize, 2.5 inch opening on each side. Right, and then I have ½ inch here seam allowance. All right, so the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do now is turn. So I would turn this, because this is the one I would actually make here, but this is how it would be when it turns. When it turns itself, it would be like this. But I'm going to just turn this so you could see how easy it is. You take a pin and put on this end, and you just push it down like that. So it's very, very easy to turn. So let's push it down. There's also a turner, which I do have a turner, but if you don't have a turner itself, you will just get a pin and you just push it down. So you just push the pin down, and eventually you would get it on the other side. So that's what we're gonna do here. All right, so once I've done on the other side, then I just pull it down. Okay, now you could go ahead and iron it again, but I would not go ahead and iron it right now. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here now, so I'm going to move these aside. I want to bring my sewing machine here now. And we are going to sew this down. So let me show you what we're going to do here. I'm going to take this here. So here and here, and we are going to sew it down. So I'm just going to put a pin here to kind of keep here stable. All right, so we're just going to sew this down across. That's the opening. Just sew it end to end. And then we're going to go on our machine, and again we're going to do another ½ inch stitch from here down to here. Okay, so we're just going to take our our first pin out right here. All right. Take your time. So my machine is okay. So if it go a little bit off from the half an inch, no big deal. All right. Okay. Okay. So that is done here. So the cool thing is that we're almost done. It's such an easy project to make, and you just need a little bit of scrappers. Okay. So that's pretty much it here. So the next thing we're going to do here is to take our elastic here. So I have 2 pins, one on each end. So I'm going to put a pin here for this one. And I'm going to push this down again. So the same thing what we did the push down earlier. Just going to push it down, push it down. And the one reason I want to have the pin on the other end is just the elastic is of course is smaller than the fabric. So you don't want the elastic to lose when you're pushing the pin in. So one end would be pinned down and the other end would be on the other side. And voila, there you go. So the only thing you just have to be careful that when you take out the pin you don't lose the elastic. All right, so this is what I have here, and I would make sure that my elastic is like this. Now you could go ahead and do it like this, and you just go half an inch, or you know, or you could do it like this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it like this. I'm just gonna pin it here. Now I'm gonna go on my machine and I'm gonna try to do a zigzag stitch a couple times front and back. So here, right, I'm gonna change my my machine here to zigzag because I just want to zigzag the elastic. Right, to change it here to zigzag. If you don't have zigzag, don't worry about it. Just do back and forth, back and forth. All right, then I'm gonna bring it here. So I push it in the back here so you can see very well. All right, and I'm gonna put my press the foot down and put my pin down. Then I'm gonna try to take out I put my needle down, sorry, and then I'll try to just take out the pin, because I don't want to lose my elastic. I don't want to lose, right. Okay, so now, good. So I'm just going to sew front and back, get the elastic going. So basically I'm just sewing the elastic a couple of times so it could be tight, because remember when I want you to seal it, you don't want the elastic in the head crunchy to bust out, right? So what I do, so it's not perfect, but you'll get the idea, right? It's very, very, very tight. Then you just trim out all your loose threads. Last straw now to get everything going. You could take a needle and a thread if you want and just close the hole here. I will just use the machine, but what I'll do just to keep kind of get it stable, I'm just going to put a pin here, right? And don't worry if everything didn't come out straight, it's okay. You wear it in your hair or your hand or wherever you want to wear it, it's fine. So you just, the goal is just to close this, just to close the hole here. So you do a little thin stitch from here. You could also get, I'm going to get a black thread, but you could get a white thread or a thread that actually blend everything down. That's pretty much it. Okay, so I'm going to take here. I'm going to also take off my zigzag because I don't want there to be the zigzag. I want it to be straight. It's a nice straight stitch. So I'm going to take up my first pin, make sure I have my thing. So just sealing the edge, that's pretty much what you're doing. That's all, just sealing the edge. Right, just sealing the edge together, that's it. Okay, done. So voila, we're done. So again, you could always get a thread that could match it up nicely. So that's pretty much your hair scrunchie. See, again, if you want it more fluffy, you could definitely make the elastic bigger. So that's your fabulous hair scrunchie.